It's the 9 days, which means for many, many people listening, I know there's some with different customs, but for many, many people listening, it is a embargo on meat. The only exception would be on Shabbos. And this is a long 9 days. We've got the end of this week now, Wednesday till candlelighting. And next week, we've got Havdalah until basically Friday night. I mean, I guess some people might eat meat Friday morning, but I would guess most are going to wait until Friday night. So it's a really, really packed 9 days. Who do we speak to if it's a packed 9 days? To find out where to go, what to do, etc. Well, our good friend Elan Kornblum, he is the authority when it comes to kosher restaurants. GreatKosherRestaurants.com, Great Kosher Restaurants Foodies on Facebook, all over social media under Great Kosher Restaurants, and he has all the information we need. Elan Kornblum, a pleasure to welcome you back to JM in the AM.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Can I start with a couple of notes that are not 9 days related?
Sure.
I have to, and remember, anybody I mentioned in this conversation, we really have no, meaning on this end, we have no professional relationship with, so it's not like I'm, shilling for a sponsor or anything like that. I've got to discuss with you a couple of notes about some of the restaurants that are active and they're doing really well in the kosher world right now. First of all, a massive shout out to Mr. Broadway, who it seems that they're one of those places that you never get a bad dish. No matter what you order there, it seems fresh and delicious. I would assume you agree with that. And I also wanted your comment about the role Mr. Broadway played during the New York Knicks championship run, because I'm assuming with their location and the size of their restaurant, maybe with the exception of the night the president was there, I would assume they were doing some really, really active serving during before and during those championship games. What do you know about that?
Well, first of all, it was a magical run for the Knicks, in itself. So that already everyone was on a high. But yeah, Mr. Broadway has that sweet spot of just being a good restaurant. It's not crazy expensive. It's still Manhattan prices, so it's not cheap. But you're getting a good meal. The fact that they were able to, they're around for decades and maintain it, and they were able to move and seamlessly, I think that people forget how they were on Broadway, and then they moved a few blocks away, and now it's a nicer place. It's like iconic Broadway. It's Manhattan.
I know,
you get everything.
But it's 2026, and you'd think their run would be over, and they just look refreshed and delicious. And I don't know, every time I go there, I just love it. And you're right about the price. Great value for your dollar. I just love the experience there.
Yeah, Mati is a veteran. I remember during the Knicks run, I think I called him one night to get a reservation, and he couldn't answer the phone. It was tough.
Yeah.
It was amazing. Mr. Broadway, especially they have one now in Brooklyn.
Right.
So it's fun to have a place like that. That I remember when I was a college kid and going to Manhattan, and it's still around, and you long for those years. And so, I think it's a really great niche, middle of the road price point for Manhattan, at least.
Oh, 100%. They told me that during the Knicks run, not only was the place packed, except, of course, during the night the president was there, because nobody could move around. But apparently the line for takeout was massive. And, of course, the explanation is that people are taking something into the game. And, these games start late, so you have to prepare, make sure you're well taken care of. Anyway, I was really impressed with them, so I wanted to give them a massive shout-out this morning. Last night, speaking of a place that has space, because space is really important to me. I know that's important to you. For me, I like walking into a vast, area to dine. That's like, I just like that a lot. It's hard to get in the New York area. Last night we we did what obviously many other people did because the place was absolutely packed. We were at the Essen Deli on Avenue J.
Oh, wow.
Another one of those places, Elan, that just always gets it right, no matter what. I had a Sino steak last night, and it was perfect. And I said to my wife, I said, when you've made 5,000 Sino steaks, you have to assume at this point they know how to do it right. You know what I'm saying? So,
you're naming two iconic delis.
That in 2026 are still so relevant.
And you're right, you think, because there's so much sushi out there and there's all these places which we love as well. But I think those who made it, past a certain time are like, okay, they know what they're doing. They're here. They're not going anywhere. That's what people like. It is something that it feels good. It's a comfort, homey feeling. You leave satisfied. And again, also not crazy expensive.
Correct.
Getting a good value.
Correct.
And it just,
By the way, today I have a business meeting. Couple of people in Manhattan. So I called Mr. Broadway. I said, well, you have a 9 days menu. I said, I need both. I need the regular menu because the people we're dining with are going to want the regular menu. And I need to make sure that they have something good for the 9 days. And they were totally confident. I said, yeah, we got both things completely covered. Come on in. You'll be fine. So so now that leads into our whole 9 days conversation because it's not only those that are dairy and sushi and fish restaurants. And I know there are a lot of them. And whichever ones you want to feature this morning, gesundheit hate. But it's also, those that are known as meat restaurants, Mr. Broadway being the case in this conversation, who are able to adjust and provide an effective 9 days menu in addition. And are there a lot of those, or that's really a very small category?
There are a handful. Again, we made a list, and as the day goes on, today, tomorrow, we're going to be hearing from more restaurants. They're just finalizing their 9 days menu even today, and they're sending it to us. So we're on our website. We have our list where you can see all the different meat restaurants that are offering 9 day menus. But yeah, it's again, a lot of the restaurants do take off.
Right.
Let's say Essen.
Essen's off. Right.
Essen's off.
Right.
But it does give them also a chance to be creative. I always think that it's, yes, go to the dairy restaurants, they'll be packed. Just be patient, be understanding, just know that they're going to be very busy. But this gives you a chance to go to those restaurants that usually, whether they're packed or, you want to try something different. This week allows these chefs to really show what they can do and to shine. They can be creative with their, vegetarian menu, with a pescatarian, vegan. This is where I like to see where the chefs, okay, what can they do? How many times can you do something different? So this is an interesting week. If you want to try something different and new, it might be a nice idea to do something different because at home, what are we making? Pasta, eggs? It's going to get a little boring. I can guarantee.
What about my bagel pizza? Come on.
Monday. Okay, you could. By next Monday, you're going to be like, okay, I can't eat any more pasta, no more eggs. I don't want to make anything. Let's go to a restaurant and let's go out for a nice meal. And again, they're very creative. So go on to our site. You can see some of these menus. And by the way, some of these Chinese restaurants, they come up with some really creative dishes where it really does taste like meat or chicken. It has that sauce that you're familiar with.
Correct.
So some of these popular restaurants, like chopsticks that are good for an elderly cat. These are some of the most popular times when people look forward to these vegetarian menus because it's something different that they haven't gotten all year long.
Yeah, by the way, I've been told the proper term is pizza bagels, not bagel pizza. Yeah, chopsticks, for instance, it's the one week of the year they'll actually feature mock shrimp. Otherwise, I don't even bother selling it. But that's something that I know a lot of people, I know specific people who look forward to that. And yeah, there are, I'm thinking of Dairy Palace in Staten Island. He's got a parve meat menu, quote unquote, all year round. So that's a great choice as well. I mean, there are a million good choices, but these are the ones that are coming to mind. By the way, speaking of the 9 days, you know what I heard? I heard that and frankly, If anybody's curious about my own personal policy, I do go to sporting events in the 3 weeks. I don't go to sporting events during the 9 days, but some people do. Legends Yankee Stadium has a 9 days menu. Are you aware of that?
I heard about that, but it's a funny thing you say that because I just got a message. Thank God I get messages all day, random like crazy. Someone did message me yesterday, I'll screenshot it to you later. It's just asking me if there's going to be a Siyum at the game.
Oh, my God, is that funny?
To get the concession, if they're going to be open. I said, I don't know about that. You never know. You're going to get Jews, and we're a very creative bunch. But I don't know if there's going to be a Siyum at, the first inning break. But you never know. But that was a funny thing, yes.
I've always said with with great pride that I get the Yankee menus for Legends in advance. That's how we sometimes judge whether we should bother trying to get into Legends or not. So Sunday, July 19th. You ready for this, Elan? Sunday, July. Who do they play Sunday the 19th? The Dodgers? I think it's a Dodger game. Sunday, July 19th. Salad, red snapper, sweet peppers chimichurri, parv meatballs and spaghetti, sushi, and ballpark parv franks. That's the menu.
I don't know.
That's the menu. I know.
Legends,
I know. My boys have already declared that even if we did go to games during the 9 days, we ain't paying Legend seats for that menu.
Right.
But it's very cool, by the way. It's very cool.
That's very accommodating. Yeah. They're really, again, there are people who are going whatever for business meetings and they need to eat something. Listen, a power of frank is still better than
of course,
100%. But yeah, I guess you can go and you can suffer in the bleachers or
right
the other seats.
Right, get some Cracker Jack.
Funny that you say that.
All right, what must amaze even you? And tell me if I'm right. And this is Elan Kornblum, folks, Mr. Restaurant, Mr. Kosher Restaurant. What must amaze even you is how long these lists have gotten. If someone is in Muncie or the Catskills or Lakewood or Brooklyn, and by the way, other cities in the United States as well, not only in the New York, New Jersey area, it is unbelievable how many kosher offerings there are. How would you describe what it's like now in 2026?
Yeah, it just, you would think with COVID and the economy and everything that's going on that it would be a decline listen, it is a tough industry and I've seen it, unfortunately restaurants close. But when I make my list of all the openings, it is tremendous to see how many restaurants have opened. I think people socially love to go out. We never, when I was a kid and you were a kid, we never went out socially like this.
Right.
We can go out twice a week with our friends. It was something that we just went out for a special occasion. That was it.
Yep.
But now, thank God, people are going out. They're enjoying themselves. I think we do remember how it was when we couldn't go out and we had to stay home. And so I think the whole travel business, the whole social business has been different. And of course, with social media and everything that, thank God, hopefully I've had a little to do with it with terms of people, talking about restaurants and going out, and I have these chats around the world on WhatsApp that we talk about food all day, and everyone's very passionate about it. Where should we go? And I just came back from in Bahamas last week.
Wow.
I'm going to Italy at the Tisha B'Av. It's a great time to go out to travel as a kosher consumer. There's so many options out there, with resorts and with just the access and being able to go. So yeah, it's amazing. It's a great time. People love going out to eat. The restaurants, they still, want to provide a great service. Yeah, it's an amazing,
all right,
amazing time.
Let me pepper you with some questions. You ready?
Sure.
Some rapid fire questions. Have you been to the diner in Muncie yet?
I have.
How is?
Pretty cool.
Yeah, it is cool.
I had a burger and a milkshake, and it was wild. And a real milkshake. And yeah, it's I wanted the music was playing. They had the whole diner. I wanted to. If you remember, Kiss My Grits, right?
Yeah.
Remember Mel's Diner?
Oh, what was her name? What was her name? Flo.
Flo. This is how also we grew up, and it was so cool. And it's so hard to get, a seat. Maybe now during the 9 days, they're open, by the way, with a 9 days menu, so that's pretty wild. But, yes, it's been, especially with the Catskills, people going up in the summer.
Right.
It's in Pomona, by the way, for those who don't know.
Right.
And it's a retro diner. They took over an old classic diner. They made it kosher, retrofitted. It's a brand new. It's just a cool vibe, and it's meat, and people think, it's a diner, but it's really nice. People rave reviews. I'm so happy, and I'm glad people are doing things that are a little out of the box and not the same old thing. So the diner is pretty cool.
Remember the days when Rockland County had nothing and no restaurant could survive? And now it's unbelievable how many they have up there. Just incredible. All right, random question. Our friends at Art of Prime, Coney Island Avenue, open during the 9 days or not?
They are, I believe so. They have that special
the early bird. Amazing, by the way. So good. We did it more than once. That's how good it is.
Oh, good. Yeah, it's they have like $59.
Yeah.
It's an early bird between 4 and 6. You can go. I got to check. I believe that they are. But go ahead and always go to our list. But yeah, it's a lot of these restaurants just. Yeah. They also, by the way, have a meat menu, like you said. Mr. Broadway might have it. A lot of Sephardim.
That's true.
Are
eating
true. Today and tomorrow.
Right.
Again, business meetings and. There are some
even Essen told me last night that they're staying open very, very late last night because a lot of people will still eat meat last night. So
so funny,
depending on the custom. All right, random question: Viva La Dough. Were you shocked they took over that Lower Broadway location when nobody's been able to be successful down there?
Okay, so Viva La Dough is an interesting, great concept. Very similar, obviously, to Petit's. We'll be honest, the former owner of Petit's went into with Viva La Dough. So same style French pastries, very cool concept. So they weren't Petit's before, and now it's Viva La Dough. So they've changed hands, like in Lakewood, it used to be Petit's, now Viva La Dough, the commissary. That used to be in New Jersey, Lyndhurst, is now Viva La Dough. So they're kind of, Petit's unfortunately went bankrupt. They're trying to get out of bankruptcy. There's a lot of things going on. And the owner left. They moved over, got a partner, opened up Viva La Dough, and viral stuff, really amazing. I hope it survives.
Is Petit's open anywhere, or they're gone?
They are. Yeah, they're still open. Avenue M. They're in the Catskills and Woodridge. They have places.
Oh, is Teaneck still open? Is there Teaneck still open? I think so.
I think it might be. Yeah. They're kind of.
I think it is
going through. Still structuring, and I hope that I'm still open in the 5 towns. I know. So this is the industry. It's wild sometimes.
Oh yeah.
Keep track. It keeps me on my toes every day.
Oh,
we have our newsletter.
You literally have news every day. It's really crazy. All right, random question. Any update about our friends from Poppy's?
Okay, yes. So it's amazing. Fialco's Pizza, they had, it was very sad, they had a fire on Saturday in the back of their store, but it's amazing how within a couple of days, Steven was able to, get a location, Seasons Express, on Cedar Lane and open up. He's opening tomorrow back with a pizza menu. 9 days is big time.
Right.
So, yes, Poppy's Fialco's Pizza on West Englewood Avenue is now moving to Seasons Express just for temporarily until they fix, all any damage. But tomorrow, they'll be open, serving pizza. It's pretty cool.
What do you think of this whole cookie corner thing? Because yesterday someone told me they went to 13th Avenue and you couldn't get in. That's how crazy it is.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I haven't been to. I went to Park Park recently. I haven't gone so much. I moved to Long Island. I'm now, Long Islander. But there's so much to cover. And, if anyone has any information, let me know.
And I think they have more than one location. They're down in Lakewood, right? I think so. I think they're down in
Lakewood. I believe
so. Yeah. Where have you been over the last week? Well, you said you were away, so that's not a fair.
Yeah, I was in the Catskills for a good week. Went glamping, went to visit all the different restaurants. Then went with my family to Bahamar.
Give me an example or two from the Catskills that people should check out that you enjoyed.
For dairy, Citrus Cafe in Woodburn is solid. You can go also to White Lake. You can literally eat on the water, on a deck. There's bison and bourbon. They have, now it's, during the 9 days, Bass and Bourbon took over that spot. But you can eat on a deck, in the water.
Pretty cool.
Very cool. And you have Sushi Tokyo with the beautiful water, the views. It's amazing. In the Catskills, you got some beautiful water views that you can't find really anywhere else. So it's really nice to go in the Catskills. If people have not gone, you have Woodridge and Woodburn and Monticello and White Lake and amazing restaurant.
Right, so
Belvedere, a fancy restaurant just opened up.
Where is that? What city?
Last week. It's in Woodridge.
It's funny because in my day, and maybe you could say in your day, that one block of Woodburn was basically all the dining choices in the Catskills. I know there were exceptions and pizza places here and there, etc. But now it's unbelievable. I mean, the list just goes on and on.
People. So many move there almost all year round. But, yeah, you can go to different towns, and there'll be 5, 6, 7 places, that you can go to. It's wild, and it's great. It's great for the consumer.
Oh, yeah.
Have choices.
No question about it. Elan Kornblum is with us. All right, my final question, and you can add whatever you want to this discussion. And I think, and from my perspective, this is another one of those, maybe it's because of volume. Everything seems so fresh and so good no matter what I order. And I'm talking about Smash House. And I'm wondering what you think of the kosher Smash House revolution.
It's great. Some of these franchise, let's say with Dougie's the very beginning, they knew what they were doing. Holy Schnitzel. Smash House is taken to a next level where they've created this experience. It's a vibe. Benji, the founder, says he's selling experience first.
Right.
And he's selling to the kids. Very smart. He's getting the kids wanting the parents to take them. He's giving out gifts. He's making it fun. He has these giveaways and these raffles and all this kind of stuff. The food is solid. It's fun. But it's the whole experience and vibe that people want to be a part of. And he just opened in L.A. a couple of weeks ago, and they're all over. They're in the Catskills. But this, the cheeseburger, it's fun. It's you want to have it. They have some great chicken sandwiches also.
Oh, yeah. I'm telling you, their chicken wings are incredible.
Chicken
wings are fantastic.
Are very, very good.
And it's like, I'm gonna get him on the air at some point. He told me that we'll do it after Nachum. But could you imagine? I mean, again, there's certain places where when you know that no matter what you order, it's going to be good. That's a completely different level. And so far, that's been my experience there.
Yeah, it's about consistency, and he'll say that also. He'll go to different locations, make sure that it's exactly the way. Again, this is why McDonald's works and other franchises, non-kosher, is because people want to know that they're going to get the same type of quality they're getting in one location, they're getting the other, and they want to try it. And it's great to see people work hard and be successful and make it fun and going out to eat. That's why we go out to eat. We can make certain things at home, but why do we go out to eat? Because it's the experience, it's the fun, it's letting loose, it's enjoying ourselves and going out. So the fact that these restaurants can provide an outlet, provide a place where we can go that's good, fun, wholesome, food. I think that's the best.
I got to ask you one more thing. I did this recently. What do you think of the kosher food court at the American Dream Mall?
It's just the fact that we can have this access now is what we, for decades, never had. We used to go to the mall and maybe we used to check to see if the ice cream was kosher, all that. Now Fish Grill and Bravo, Ms. Nunn is coming. You have all these kind of options. Chickies.
Oh, that pretzel place. I think they call it Wetzel, right?
Wetzel Pretzel, yeah. There's a mensch, you can eat and dine just like everyone else, and you can enjoy yourself. And people forget. My kids are a little spoiled. They have Uber Eats at the on their phone, and right in 2 seconds they can go out to a mall, and they forget how our tuna fish sandwiches, and what we had to eat. But it's a fun time to go out. It's a fun time to be in the industry. And again, people should follow us on Facebook, Instagram. It's on our newsletter. There's so much going on to keep up. And it's quite fun to be in this industry right now.
I gotta give a shout out to the Kosher Bravo pizza places, because first of all, their variety is unbelievable. Their specialty slices, and another one of those places that seems to always get it right. Those slices, Kosher Bravo locations, phenomenal. One of them is at the American Dream Mall, as you pointed out. All right, Elan Kornblum. So the easiest way, Great Kosher Restaurants, Foodies, that's on Facebook. You mentioned Instagram. Again, people can just search, I assume, Great Kosher Restaurants. You'll tell me if I'm wrong. And signing up for the newsletter, same thing at your website, I guess?
Yeah, everything can be found on the website. It funnels through all the others. Our WhatsApp chat's really proud. Pretty much all the Jewish cities around the world, you can get local information from locals, people who've been there on our WhatsApp chats. It's pretty cool.
Unbelievable. I'll tell you, what's happening in this country is unbelievable. Obviously, the tri-state area is just remarkable in terms of the explosion of restaurants and kosher food options. It's really incredible. Everyone should
around the world.
And around the world. It's really amazing. The whole thing is amazing. Yeah, by the way, when you go to Rome, I assume you'll be in Rome, right?
I'll be in Venice, Rome, Tuscany,
the Jewish Quarter in Rome. Boy, you got a lot of choices.
I know.
If you're there only 2-3 days, it's perfect. Like you'll exhaust all of them. Like it's
oh yeah, I'm doing food tours and cooking classes. And
cooking? You're making pasta? You're gonna be making pasta?
I'll make pasta. Yeah,
from scratch. You're going to go to one of those make pasta from scratch courses in Rome that they do?
Bellissimo, of course.
I love it. Thanks for all the time this morning. Where's lunch or dinner today? Anything special for a Rosh Chodesh Av, or you're not diving into the 9 days menus yet?
Yeah, I'll take it easy. I'm in the office. People think I eat all day and go out.
Where's your headquarters now? On Long Island?
Yeah, West Hempstead.
What is
I have a staff of 9. People don't realize, it's real. We work. This doesn't happen by accident.
Yeah, hey, trust me, nobody here would expect that it would. The closest, and this is just a coincidence question, the closest kosher restaurant or eatery or offering to your office would be?
This is a bagel shop. There's Bagel and Apps. I just went to yesterday a juice place that opened up near us, the 1-year anniversary.
In West Hempstead?
Yeah.
Wow.
I've been here for 2 years now. We're getting some more stuff. People are coming to West Hempstead. You got to pick up the game. So there's a few restaurants new places that have opened, and we're trying to get some more. So I'm busy with that as well.
Very nice. Well, always a pleasure, Elan. Thanks for all the info. I hope it's a very productive 9 days for all those who've got 9 days menus out there and all the fish and dairy restaurants. And thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you so much. Great speaking to you again.
Elan Kornblum, everybody. No better authority when it comes to kosher restaurants, that's for sure. You can search him or Great Kosher Restaurants online. He's got the lists galore. You can't imagine how many lists he has, but the 9 days list, woo! That's that's a must. And it includes places out of New York and New Jersey also, by the way. He has information all over the place. Anyway, there you have it. Wow. Yeah, I played the Legends card. I got to spread the word that I'm privy to the Legends menus in advance. As I said, who did I say it to that time on the air? Who did I say it to that time that I know the most important person in Yankee Stadium? Who did I say that to? Oh, to Max Manus from the Yankees, from John Boy Media. I said to him, I know the most important, and he's trying to think, who's the most important person in Yankee Stadium? And I said the Mashgiach and Legends, the most important person to know in Yankee Stadium.